good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Hope you guys are doing well. Hope everyone's having a good day so far today, Realmers. We're going to be getting back into my little Spotify videos, little Spotify journey. We're going to be going into the reality playlists, all three of them, because I've made a bunch. As you can see here, I made like up to 20, 30. I make a lot of these in advance, but basically, and I explained it in my other video, all the reality images all follow like a journey of going on like this little adventure. You can kind of see it as we go through here. There's just a journey every time. And past 2030, I haven't ended here. I don't know where I'm going from there, but I think it's been really fun to like mess with AI art and kind of like tell a story through the playlists. So yeah, but the first one we're going to get into is 2021. So I want to talk about the channel that actually got me into all these different artists. I mean, Normandy I already knew about, but that's how I discovered the channel. The Breakdown with Nath and Johnny, I discovered them in 2021 when I was looking up basically like reactions to Normandy, and I wanted to see like people's thoughts on the song Hostage, because I really liked it a lot. By the way, this entire album, banger. It's great. It just is. It good. But yeah, this is how I discovered the channel, and they've introduced me to so many different bands and artists and genres, and it's wild, man. And like, I'm so glad I've discovered all this music, because it's opened me up to so many more like things I can listen to, and I get to have more variety in my life, and it's great. But we're gonna get into this playlist. These are basically 2020 was basically like albums of my decade that I listened to. 2021, 2022, and 2023, which we're going to get into. Actually, probably not 2023. We'll just stick to these two because this one isn't finished yet. I think at another point, like later, way later, I think I'll just stick to this one for now. We'll do 2022 in another video, but 2023 we'll save for another video because it's not done. The year's not over. I don't have my final thoughts yet, but starting off with 2021. So I have these in order of like 1 to 10 of like what albums were where. So let's start with Normandy, Dark and Beautiful Secrets. I have the album in my car. It's signed. These gents are great at what they do. Like, phenomenal. So what I've done here, every song on this album is a banger. Again, like, I have both of their previous albums right here signed, but all of the songs on this are a banger. What I've gone ahead and done though is if they added if they made acoustic versions of the songs or they did a deluxe, I've added it to the playlist because you made album of the year. So you made album of the year for me, so you get to be in the playlist again. Which, again, I really love this album. It was really great. So I added their acoustic versions of the songs they did, which this whole album was just good. That's all I can say. Now, getting into what I discovered through the Breakdown with Nathan Johnny was these songs. So Caskets, UK band, they're, I would say, metalcore, I think is the genre name. I'm pretty sure that's the genre name, could be wrong. But they're like, I would say like melodic metalcore in a way, but they are metalcore. But this entire album is so good. There was no deluxe of it. It's just the single album. But they are dropping another album this year, and it's not... I don't love every song on it so far. I mean, I've only heard 3 songs, but they're not, like... The songs aren't hitting me the way this whole album did. So that's kind of how I'm judging the album, is like, is it going to hit me the same way? Because if it doesn't... I'm a pass. Like, I'll add it to my playlist, but it's probably not going to be like in my top albums in 2023. But this whole album was great. It was a phenomenal listen all the way through. They're just emotional. It's emotional metalcore. I'll say that much. But definitely a great band overall. Even though like their new album might not be my thing, I still love this album. Next, we've got Youth Fountain. Keepsakes and Reminders. This was Lost Souls. But Keepsakes and Reminders, they actually had a deluxe edition for this, which I added, and it's just a great album. Like, the vocalist is such like a storyteller in how he sings and all that, and it's just such a great album. It's just, everything on here is great. I think if I had to pick, well, let's just go off of favorites from here first. I might as well pick favorites while we're doing this. Hostage, Bury Me Alive, Thrown Together, Renegade, Chemicals, Atmosphere. I got a lot of favorites on that one, but in terms of like Lost Souls, Hopes and Dreams, Drowned in Emotion, Glass Heart, The Only Ones, Lost in Echoes. I got a lot of favorites. I think in terms of these ones though, My Mental Health, Century, these two together, they're basically one song. I don't know why they split them up. That was kind of an odd thing to do, but they are split up and they should be together. But those are my two favorites. And then I think like Dark Ray is really good. There's a few on here that I really like. I can't really name all my favorites because they all sound different, but yeah, I really like this album a ton. They're like, I would say it's metalcore. It's like storytelling metalcore. I don't know. It's hard to describe the genres just like without listening to the song right now, but I can't because DMCA. But yeah, no, really solid album, just all the way through. Just every song's a banger on it. Oh, Scavenger's also a good one, but yeah, and then they also did, funny enough, they also did acoustics. So I had to add the deluxe and then the acoustic as well. So yeah. Next up, Wage War, metalcore if I've ever heard it, with catchy hooks. It's a great album. Like, everything on here is really good. If I had to pick my favorites though, Never Said Goodbye, Circle the Drain, Manic Teeth, and I think those are my favorites for sure. Like, just all the way through. And then they also did like strip versions of the album, which was cool. But yeah, definitely like one of my favorite albums. I don't know if they're dropping anything this year. I'm not sure. I'm not aware. If they are dropping something, I would love to know. Same thing with Normandy, because their last album was 2 years ago. I hope they drop something. That'd be cool. But I've already got kind of my album of the years picked for 2023. But if they drop something and I really like it, something's getting moved off the list. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. So the album's just a banger all the way through. Beartooth, Below, and this was called Manic. Keepsakes and Reminders. I just gotta remember to mention the album names because they're really good. But yeah, Beartooth, definitely like my favorite album from them. Even though this was like the first album I heard of theirs, everything on here is really good. Like Skin, Below, The Past is Dead. I have a couple of favorites on here, but the album is just all the way through. It's great. And they did have a deluxe. I didn't add. I probably gotta fix this actually now that I'm thinking about it, because I probably just gotta add the deluxe of this. Also, let me look at the deluxe real quick, because I think it's. Yeah, it's weird. They've got like live. I don't listen to the live stuff. But I'm definitely gonna have to like. I'm probably gonna add this bit and like remove that. But anyway, the album's solid. It's great. It's metal. Metalcore. I don't know. Maybe like I feel like the choruses are poppy, but the riffs and everything like that, everything in the instrumentation is metal. But it's really good band, solid band. It's hard to. The Past is Dead, and they're a good one too, but it's hard to pick favorites on this one because I don't know all the tracks off the top of my head, like how they sound, but I can remember some of them. But yeah, moving on. NF. So we talked about NF in the last video. He dropped an EP. This is basically an album. He can call it what he wants to. He's like the mixtape, the EP. It's basically an album. It's got what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's an album, dog. That's an album. Everything on here is really good. I think my favorites are like Clouds, Story, and Pay My Dues. I think those are all my favorites. There's a couple songs I don't like on it, but everything's really good on the EP. I think, in my opinion, I think everything on here is solid. But it's definitely an album, and I was thinking, should I put an EP on my albums of the year? I did anyway. So yeah, he's gonna have to deal with it. But that's that. Again, NF as a rapper, clean rapper, really good. Spiritbox. So this is their first album. Great timing, you know. I'm just getting into the metal music, and they're just like, hey, we're gonna drop this. Super solid album all the way through. Like, I think if I had to pick my favorites on this, would be Circle With Me, Secret Garden, Hurt You. I think those are like my favorites. Top three, like that's what I have to pick. But it's metalcore. I think metalcore, but like with a female vocalist, and it solid all the way through. I keep saying solid, but like they're all good. I love these albums. They're great. I could put it on at any time and I'd love it. But that's why they're in here, dude. They're just solid bands all around and artists and all that. But yeah, really good, dude. Really good. Illenium. So I can actually speak on this album a bit, like a ton actually, because there's so many good songs on this album. Like, so many. I'll just name them because there's so many songs on this. It's crazy. This one, banger. Blame Myself, banger. Heavenly Side, banger. Fragments, banger. Sideways, banger. First Time, banger. Nightlight, banger. Hearts on Fire, banger. Lay It Down, banger. Like, Paper Thin, banger. Crazy Times, banger. It just, there's so many. Like, this is, I think, in terms of like Illenium's best, it's up there. It's definitely up there. And even his new album, I don't think I listened to it like on my own, and it's not gonna be on my album of the year list, but I definitely want to put it up on there at some point, or not up on there, but I'm trying to think. Like, I think listening to the album, it didn't hook me like all of his other albums did. Like, it didn't feel like to me that it would fit in the playlist if I was listening to it. I don't know. It's very hard to explain, but yeah, this album was just really good though. It was just solid. Yeah, Illenium is like melodic EDM, which is just really solid. But yeah, next up, The Plot and You. So this is a very weird, it's weird metal. I don't even know if it's metal. I don't know what you can call it. I think it's like, it's weird. It's like, it's hard to describe. It's like pop metal again. Like, not like Beartooth, but like, it's got so many pop influences, and then it's got the metal side to it. It's very strange. And like, their newer stuff is even heavier, I think. It's very, very good, but it's got that same sound in it. So this album was just really solid. And again, I rank it, like, everything I'm ranking is how like these are top 3 because like they just sound super good to me. And then like everything placed below that is like, I liked it, like Spiritbox, Beartooth, Wage War. They're kind of in the middle for me. Same with NF, and then same thing with Illenium. Like, I place the albums where I think they fit the best, and like where I thought they were. Kind of hard to describe, but that's how I kind of think of placements on this playlist. Is like, this is where I thought they sounded the best. It's weird how I did it, but it made sense to me. Like, this is where I thought they belonged in terms of order. But yeah, that's Plot and You. They're like pop metal. It's hard to describe. It's such a good sound though. It's really good. And Silk Sonic. This is a weird pick for me for an album of the year, but this was just so good. Like, everything on here is really good. But this whole thing is like, I listened to, like, I heard Bruno Mars when I was younger. His music got, like, very annoying to me. This is not annoying, though. Like, this is a vibe. Everything on here is so good. Like, it's solid. And it's hard to, like, it was hard to not put it on here. Like, I was almost thinking of not putting this on this playlist, but I had to. It was just too good of an album to not put on here. But I put it at the bottom because it wasn't my all-time favorite album. It was just really solid and really good, and I could not put it on the playlist, you know. But yeah, and this is like, I would say, like, smooth. It's like jazzy music. I don't know how to describe it. It's like bluesy almost, but it's really good. It's just a vibe. It's an entire vibe. But anywho, that is my 2021 picks for albums of the year. Everyone has different tastes and different picks, but this was mine for this year. 2022 gets crazy. It gets crazy, and the 2023, it's gonna be even crazier depending on where everything lands. But we'll see what happens. But anywho, that was the video for today. Thank you guys for watching. If you did, I appreciate it a ton. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.